Hello again and welcome to Camperland TV. So glad you could join us. You know, we really are blessed for choice when it comes to options for weekend getaways here in southeast Queensland. Be it sea change or tree change, there are a ton of options. And on today's show, we're going to take you to somewhere truly special.
We're leaving Brisbane and heading north along the Steve Irwin Way to the Sunshine Coast hinterland. The towns of Montville and Mullaney have their own charms, and touring this hinterland carpet of luscious green is spectacular enough in itself. But for me this weekend, Kenilworth's Kookaburra Park is doing the calling. On this trip, I've hitched the ever-popular Jayco All Terrain, which will be more than adequate for my destination. This all-terrain 21-foot pop-top is easy to tow and well-resourced for any journey that you could possibly think of. This park has powered sites, and I didn't waste any time plugging in and powering up the aircon. What a blessing.
So what do you think of the crib? This is the Jayco All Terrain Pop-top. It's a brilliant bit of kit, perfect for a weekend away like this. Really designed beautifully for a family. Back here obviously you can see the ensuite behind me. Privacy screen for the bunk, which I think is a nice touch. Two beds here, and then over behind you you'll find the double bed. It's a full-size double bed. There's an attachment for the TV. One of the really great things about this particular van, I know a lot of people worry about pop-tops not having enough storage. Take a look around me. There are that many storage lockers in this thing, and a big Dometic fridge here to my right, and obviously the opportunity to put a fridge freezer or fridge freezer combination into the locker on the front of the chassis. So it's really well set up for long distance touring. I was just having a look at someone's Facebook post from last night. That's the storm that went through here. Did not feel a thing.
Welcome to Kookaburra Park. Formerly known as the Caravan Park, this 75-acre property was taken on by new owners, Adam and Emma, in 2019, and they've set about repurposing the place with their love of animals, themed cabins and other activities.
We first had the idea when we were travelling Europe in a tiny camper, and we built a tiny house randomly in Ireland, and we loved it. So we need to go home and do this, but on a bigger scale. But the idea of it is we want to make our favourite place that becomes everyone else's favourite place to visit.
So it was a full-time, it was more of like a live-in caravan park.
Okay.
There was a few full-time people here.
And those things can go to rack and ruin pretty quickly, can't they?
It was.
We spent 6 months cleaning it up, and then we opened
10 days before COVID. Yeah, we had our grand opening, because we changed the name and everything. Had our big event, and then 10 days later shut for 3 months.
So Kookaburra Park turned into Kookaburra Park. That was all that was allowed here.
That was it.
Yes. But in between lockdowns and floods, we're pretty much booked out all the time, because we're kind of like a caravan park, kind of like a camping ground, kind of like a farm stay, but we don't farm the animals, we just rescue oddballs. I think the main reason to come would be to feel our special, unique vibe that we have here. Mm-hmm. Spend some time with some rescue animals.
And I think our target market being, young families, I think that's another special aspect of the park is, all these young families that are coming to a family-friendly park sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think it's that's what people are looking for these days, right?
Yeah. It's hard to find a place that doesn't have grey nomads yelling at your kids.
So now's as good a time as any to meet the rest of the family, which includes chickens, guinea pigs, geese, deer and pigs.
We've got bangers, mash, pumpkin and spud, and if you come here you'll see this is the other good thing about this place is it's a symbiotic relationship, I think, with the guests, because whatever they're not eating, look, you can feed us your scraps. So you bring your scraps down here. If you've got leftover fruit or veggies or bread or pasta, you can feed the pigs, but none of these things. They don't like that stuff. I do, but they don't.
These are all fallow deer, and fallow deer are one of the most skittish deer, and they're also a very small deer.
We tried to teach Bangers a trick, but he's a bit of a derp, so he just eats.
Kookaburra Park is just one of a number of van-friendly parks around the town of Kenilworth on the northern end of the Sunshine Coast hinterland. The town is about 8 kilometres away, and you can get all you need there, from a feed at the pub to a pie and a coffee for breakfast at the world-famous Kenilworth bakery. This place is home to the 1 kilogram donut and now the 1 kilogram sausage roll. Take the challenge on and a plate will go up on the wall with your name on it. And it looks like a fair few have had a go. You can get diesel and ice from the local servo, and there's a general store here as well. And when it comes to public restrooms, well, I reckon you'd go a long way to beat this. A competition was launched in 2016 to find an artist to design the local park's loo. Michael Lenny was the winner and created Kenilworth's designer dummy, Canistrum, said to resemble an Aboriginal fishing basket.
The top looks like maybe a wave crashing on a beach, or others might see a birthday cake. I'll leave that to your imagination.
There's a lot to like about Kenilworth, but it's the opportunity to swim in its crystal clear creeks that I reckon people love the most. Only a short drive from our site at Kookaburra Park is an entrance to the Correndale National Park. There are campsites available here, but plenty camp elsewhere and use the site for day visits. Bulumba Creek is beautiful and a perfect spot for a cool dip on a hot day.
So you can see why for generations people have been coming to this little piece of paradise. You know, it looks like crystal clear water, as you can see. It looks like an Olympic swimming pool. The water's that clear and nice green bottom. Sun's out. Beautiful rainforest around here as well. It's just a little piece of paradise, Bulumba Creek.
After a fun day of not only exploring Bulumba Creek, but also many of the forestry trails in the area, it's time to head back to camp. There are lots of van sites here well spaced out throughout the park, which means you won't end up camped on top of each other. One of the best views in the park would definitely be up on this hill, and it's here that I find Paul and Sherilyn Stringer, who are well set up for a sunset vino outside their Jayco Swift.
I think you'd agree, one of the great fun things about camping is checking out people's setups.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And your setup is amazing.
We get lots of good ideas from other people.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about what we're seeing here. How did this come together?
Well, we've gone through a few of these.
Yeah.
This one is really good because it's easy. It's easy to set up.
It's got the bar.
I love the bar. Was that your idea, Paul?
Yeah, well, we saw it when we bought this. They had it alongside, and it just flips up and then connects up, and then you can stand right up and put all your drinks and whatever else you have, your food.
And it would be handy when you were cooking on the Coleman over there, because we always need bench space, don't we?
Yeah.
And so it's a great setup. Tell me about your Jayco.
We love this. The thing that sold us on this one was the little black cubby hole that you can open in from the outside.
Yeah. And I guess the great thing about towing a Swift is that you can go anywhere you want.
Yeah, it was nice to know we could load that up with everything we need, all the gas bottles, everything else like that. Even store it in our garage, because it fits in our garage perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I feel like I'm spawning the picture. The sun's setting. You've got a beautiful view here. You're all set up. So I might just exit stage right and let you enjoy the moment.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Kookaburra Park is the perfect place for young families looking for a farmstay type of camping adventure. You can book online on their website at kookaburrapark.com.au. The Jayco All Terrain couldn't be more practical or comfortable for a weekend away like this, and you can see the entire range of All Terrain and other Jayco van models at brisbanecamperland.com.au.
Well, what a terrific weekend destination Kenilworth is. It's got it all, from the cool clear streams of Bulumba Creek to the donuts at Kenilworth Bakery and the great coffee, and of course the petting zoo at Kookaburra Park. A great destination for the Jayco All Terrain. Just one parting bit of advice: if you're starting to punch into Google the best way to come, I certainly wouldn't be coming over the Maloney Range and towing a van. We're heading home via the Kenilworth-Yamundi Road, turning right onto the Bruce Highway and facing some of that Sunday traffic. That's it for Camperland TV. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.